for the best. Boss talk. We ain't worried about the rest.
Check it. It's a unique host. It's your boy ECEO, and I'm here with the lovely, amazing official Miss Jamaica. What's going on?
Nothing. You know my deal. Go on. I want y'all to stop what you're doing right now. Go like, subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms. And what I mean, all. I mean our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, you name it, we're on it. Just Google us, Boss Talk Podcast 101. We pop up first in line. But if you want to see all our visuals, you got to go over to our YouTube channel. There you can see all our visuals. Don't forget to hit subscribe and that notification button, because that's how you're going to see all this fire content every single day that we dishing out. But if you want to see the exclusive stuff, because we do have that exclusive stuff now, you have to join our membership. That's exclusive. How you join our membership is under each and every video down here in the description section. There is a link that says join our membership. Click that link, follow the instructions. That's how you can go ahead, because y'all see us in the street all the time and be like, man, how can we support the brand? We love what y'all doing. This is how you can support the brand. Join our membership. Thank you in advance for all the love and support, and we love you. Man,
listen, man, we got a special guest in here today, y'all. Well, you know, Freeway is family, so I'm being real with you. Freeway Ricky is in the building. Let me go and start off by saying it's the first time he on the show here in Texas, and I'm happy about it. And he brought a guest. Xavier's in the building, man. We about to get all in his Kool-Aid.
But it's only right him being from Texas.
Well, you know, he's just young when he left. You know, I hear him on these interviews. He got the heck up out of here, man. And he wasn't here. He wasn't here long.
I used to come back though.
Yeah,
I came back every summer. I came back every summer.
Every summer.
Every summer I came back because I wanted to come here and work in that Puckwood and that hayfield.
Hey, man, don't even mention it,
y'all don't know what that's like.
Man, so you guys, man, like I said, well, first of all, welcome to the show, Xavier.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me.
Man, I mean, you looking good over there. I'm jealous. You see what me and we got all this great, man. I mean, you over there looking young, man. I used to jump. Boy, you probably could jump from here to back over to the clear to the other side of the stove. So how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Doing best. Blessed to be here.
Yeah, that's good, man. We're going to get into it, man. Okay, now, Freeway, you going to have to explain to me who this is, man. How you ran him. I know he boxed, right? Because he's young, he looked like he might. I started to grab him when you know I
don't do that. Don't grab him. Yeah, I ran into him last year down at the Nationals down in Louisiana. He was down there getting his work on, you know. So we talked, and you know, my goal is to take over boxing. So he's one of my prospects.
Wow, man. So, I mean...
And he's from Texas, too.
And he's from Texas.
That's the homeboy.
Man,
the homeboy.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Man, the homeboy.
I'm talking about going to break... So, how you know, Texas is getting... With Earl coming from out of here and a couple of more guys that you see, them Charlo boys, right, in Houston. Like Texas got something going with this boxing, and it hadn't been like that before that I can remember. You know what I mean? So that's big, man. You know what I'm saying? Unless you know something I don't know, because you
no. Texas is hot right now. You know? Well, you know Texas, they tough down here, man. Yeah. They tough in Texas, you know. When I go down there, my cousins holding that Puckwood, had them big old rough fingers and hands. They
hard.
Holding that wood all the time and scratching it, and you know, one of the things about what I understand about artistry is that poverty brings on talent.
Okay.
You know, they find a way to make it happen, you know. And Texas is, you know, has been a pretty poor place for a while, for black people at least.
Man, yeah, I agree.
What is it about Xavier that stood out to you? Because you deal with a lot of boxers. You recruit a lot of different boxers.
Yeah.
So what stood out about this young man that he's like, man, I have to have him under our umbrella?
Well, the first thing, he went to the semis of the Nationals, which is a big accomplishment. And from what I've learned about boxing, is that most of the time the guy who actually wins is not going to be that good in the pros, and the guys who go like second and third are the guys who are usually going to be the world champs.
Really?
Yeah. It's something about the amateurs, the way they system is. It's a pity pat, you know, like if you can just touch them. But the guys who do really well is the guys that can sit down on their punches and hit hard. Because in the pros, it's more about how hard you hit somebody and how much you hurt them. Because, you know, Xavier's in the pain business.
Ooh, we gonna stop him.
Yes, sir. Get him
man. So
Gotta get him out of there.
So when you seen him on the level that you seen him on, when he's going into pro, or how does that work?
We're getting ready to do his first pro match, I think in August.
July.
July?
Gonna do something in July?
Yeah, he'll be fighting at the Red Owl in Houston.
Okay.
And then we're gonna follow that up in San Antonio. We're gonna keep him in Texas for a little while, let him build up his Texas fan base. Because in my theory is that if you can't sell to your family, if your family don't buy you, ain't nobody gonna buy you.
Man, that makes sense. That make a lot of sense, man.
Yeah. So
right?
we're gonna run him around Texas for a little while.
For a person who is not interested in watching boxing or doing anything, how comes you're so, you are in this sport trying to help these young men?
Well, the main reason that I got into boxing is not because I like boxing.
Right, because I know you don't.
I went to a few boxing matches, when I was having money, but I only went because my girlfriend almost made me go,
Did you enjoy watching? Did you even watch it, or you was just chilling? Looking at her more.
It was no. Maybe looking at the other women.
While she was there, like,
No. She go with her friends, and I'll be with my friends.
Okay,
we all hang out.
Boy, the spoken truth. He's giving you the truth today.
That's good. I like it. I like the honesty. Okay.
And you get to dress up, and when we used to go to them boxers matches, we might spend just going to a fight $60,000-$70,000, with the whole crew, with your outfits. And
so you didn't bet? Did you bet too?
I don't gamble.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't gamble. I used to be the guy that loan out all the money.
Right.
So I make my money by loaning out, and then I would also get the benefits. Like, say for instance, you loan somebody some money and they hit. They're going to come back and look out. When they go shopping, they're going to take you with them.
That's right. That's sure right.
Man, you got me back on. And if they lose, when they get home, they pay your money back.
They pay your money back.
So it's a no-lose situation, and that's the way that I did it. I was the loan guy. I always had some money because I wasn't going to be gambling mine up.
No, and I feel you on that, Shout out to them people who be playing them scratch-offs on my money, and I don't even play them. So, man, congratulations, man, on all the stuff you've been doing, man. Just the moves you've been making. I always watch your moves, man. I love that Joe Rogan interview, man. That thing is crazy, man.
I worked hard to get back on it.
No, you didn't even, man. I think you work anyway. I think your story is gonna take you places where you
gotta do stuff so these people recognize you. They won't call you on if they don't recognize you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I heard you tell somebody a little while ago, man, what are we gonna talk about? So you gotta give them something.
Yeah.
A lot of people thinking that you just wake up one day. And I used to think like this here too, when I was a kid, that, one day I was going to wake up and be smart.
Wow. Yeah.
Go to bed, pray at night. When I go to bed, I'm going to pray, oh, please let me be smart in the morning,
Wow. And then smart, what is smart? Like, what do you think smart is? You know what I mean? Because smart is subjective.
To the individual,
That's right.
My smart was gonna be what I was praying to be smart is how to get some money.
There you go. See, your smart. No, see, a woman smart may trying to get married.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Everybody's got some guys want to get a wife.
There you go.
Or two wives.
Or two wives. There you go. So this is what I'm saying, man. So
no, mine was to get smart on how to make some money.
Wow. And I think you figured it out. You didn't see it coming the way it came, but you figured it out.
Well, yeah, I did. There's a saying that if you look for it, you will find it. And a lot of times, and if you're really looking for it, because some people, they'll want something, but they really want something else. Like, say for instance, we was talking about somebody getting high, and some people, they'll say they want money, but as soon as they get some money, they're going to go buy some dope.
Yeah.
So the money is just a vehicle to get what they really want, but they think they really want some money, But what they really want is some dope.
That's it.
And they should be concentrating on the dope if that's what they want.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's right.
Because whatever you want, you can get it if you really put your mind to it.
I agree with that. That's what you think.
That's true. But a lot of people are not willing to sacrifice the hard work to get whatever they need. Just like I heard you talking about, you know, how you really put your mind into. But if you had known back then what you know now, you would have not done what you did.
Oh, absolutely.
You would have put all that effort into something legal and gotten a lot further ahead.
Yeah, no, I could have been working at McDonald's, you know, because I'm very disciplined, you know, like I went on this for the past like 6 months. I went on this acai thing where I just fell in love with acais, and I'm an obsessive person too. You know, if I like something, I just keep doing it, and I started eating acais every day because I fell in love with them. I thought they was healthy for you, and I found out that it raised my blood sugar level.
What is acais?
It's a fruit bowl that. I love it. I don't know. They turned me on to it, and I just fell in love with it. It raises your blood sugar level.
So you had to.
And I had to
back
quit.
off.
Cold turkey.
Wow.
You know, I haven't had one in 3 or 4 weeks now, and I don't think I'm gonna ever eat one again.
Wow.
You
But
know.
maybe you could eat it, but just in moderation and not every single day.
I don't have a moderation. You know,
Oh, you're
when I want
excessive.
something,
So go mode.
when I want something and I just get it, you know, and that's the way I do pretty much with everything that I do.
everything.
So I have to, but I still have to be disciplined that when I know that I'm going in the wrong direction, and no matter how hard I've been going it, I can turn around.
Okay.
Wow. You know, the thing that tripped me out when you was on Joe Rogan's show that I didn't realize, and I say, man, how I missed that. You said that Jay-Z had got stopped in a car, right? I had D. Haven on here just about 2 weeks ago, and I ain't asked him. I didn't even know that. It blew my mind. I'm like, I went to New York and went to the Marcy Projects and interviewed D. Haven. You know, he grew up with Jay, so I was asking him all these questions. I had him booked, right? And then I brought him down here. We kicked it so hard. I never brought that up. And then you blow me away with that statement. I'm like, what?
You didn't know about Calvin Klein?
I didn't even know.
Calvin Klein.
I knew about his incident because he took a bullet for Jay. You know what I mean? D. Haven did, and it was like, damn, like, and they was together and they scored. But the dude they scored from set them up and they got robbed. But then they fell out as they grew up. They grew apart, of course, just like him and Calvin Klein did. And I was like, damn, man, how come I didn't know that? Damn, I didn't do my research, you know? But I guess God got his own way of thing.
When I was in jail, I did a lot of reading and
You knew, you
studying
seen what was going on.
Well, you know, you ain't got nothing else to do, you know, in there. What you gonna do? You gonna play cards, dominoes, chess, or you gonna study with me? Like I said, I'm obsessive. So, you know, like I said, I read over 300 books. I don't know how many magazines, newspapers. I just been waiting on my turn so that I can really unleash all this information that I gathered, you know, all the studying that I did. Because I haven't been able to do it yet, you know. In this society, you got to have some money to really like make a big impact.
Have you met any other?
Hold on, I want to go back to something. I want to go back to that Jay thing because he skipped right by what I was about to ask him. I was about to ask you, do you really think he didn't never sell drugs? I done had a few people to say that on this show.
I don't think that he wasn't around guys who were selling drugs, you know, but I don't think that he necessarily was a drug dealer himself. I ain't saying that he might be sold a 50 here.
Yeah, but just
the homie
excessive.
gave you something and you know you sold it. I don't consider that a drug dealer. You know? I consider a drug dealer somebody who gets up every morning and their intention is to go out and sell drugs, not to become a rapper. You know, not trying to be a firefighter, a police officer, a car dealer. You know,
I get it.
You're a drug dealer. You know,
straight up and down.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing else. Ain't no turning back. You get a rush. So I know you ain't turning back.
Because I heard you mention that you say you know a drug dealer when you see. How can you just see a person and
You can
never
tell.
and you know you didn't see them selling anything, but you just can look at a person and know
they
that
got
they're
a
a
certain
drug dealer.
drug dealers got a certain mentality. You know, about how they carry themselves and how they conduct business. And not saying that everybody fits that same category because they don't.
Right.
But with most drug dealers, you will see that they surround themselves with other people to work for them, to do things for them, and it's kind of like you helping them, but when you help them, you also help yourself. So, and you understand in the drug business that you can't get rich in the drug business by yourself. You got to bring other people with you.
Yeah, and how difficult is it compared to corporate America now that you've switched everything over and you know how to you dealing with both now? So how much of a difference is it? How do you compare the two?
Well, legit business is tough. It's not as smooth as the, in the drug business. You go in, you have your money. You buy your product and you sell it. But in legit business, though, you got a lot of other red tape that you got to go through. You got to find vendors that actually sell you the product.
Yeah.
And drug dealers, they're going to sell whoever got the money. You got the money, we're going to sell you product. So it's a little different. But once you, and I haven't cracked in yet, but I believe once you crack in, then it'll just flow. Constantly flow. And I believe that it'll flow even bigger than what it did in the drug business.
Yeah,
because in the drug business, you gotta hide and duck.
Man,
with this here, you can advertise. You can go on a show like a Joe Rogan or Yo Show and tell millions of people what you do.
Yeah, and not only that, how do you keep the people around you who are working for you motivated to keep pushing? Because when you're in the drug business, the people around you working see money coming quicker compared to people who are around you in the legal business, and you selling them a dream or telling them where they can get to, but it's taking so long to get to where How do you keep them motivated?
Well, you got to be a psychologist. It's almost like pimping. How do the pimp keep his hoe on the block?
He ain't lying.
I mean, it's almost the same philosophy, but you go through a lot of people.
That's the part I hate.
Since I've been home from prison, I probably have had 200 people working for me.
Mm-hmm. Turnover
at one time or another, And what I try to do is I try to make them as big as I can help them get. So not only do I benefit from your being around me, but you also benefit from being around me as well.
How many people started with you since you've been home, still with you now?
It's a few.
It's a few.
I mean, we all still friends,
Right.
I fall out with very, very few people that I actually fall out with. You have to really do something detrimental to me to really make me fall out with you. Like maybe steal from me or something like that.
Right.
They take my money or something. I usually don't fall out with people. We may drift apart, but if I call you, I mean, just like right now, like most people, they haven't met my partner that I started in the drug business with. We started with $125 a piece in the drug business,
mm-hmm.
and even though we don't kick it no more, we don't talk on the phone, but if I call him and say, "Hey, I need you right now," he coming. Yeah. And I believe that, and it may not be true no more, but I believe that if I called him,
because you would be there for him.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, and that's something I've been, and I told you, I always be thinking about different stuff. Back in the days in Oakland, it was Felix Mitchell, right? And he had the roles. I was
just with Lil D the other day. We did thug therapy.
Okay. So this guy, he gave all his guys Rolls Royces. He had a formulated group that he dealt with, right? They did something like the Last Supper or whatever, you know what I mean? They called it that. And he took care of his guys, gave them apartments, all kind of stuff. Like, back during those times, he done that. Those people that you still connected to and the way your movement was, were there entrepreneurship movements to where people were able to prosper and, when you walked away from everything, or when you didn't walk away, when you was pulled away from everything, did anybody stand?
Well, most of the people, they don't really study the game.
Okay.
Like I look at people and I wonder why they don't study the game. Most people just do enough to get by. They don't want to be great. It's a different when you want to be great. Me, I stopped chasing the money after, we had more food than we could eat, we didn't have no more roaches in the house. You know, I got the tent put on Mom's house, so she didn't have no more roaches and rats and stuff. So after that, people will relax. You know, but you know, I'm an obsessive person. You know, I just explained that to you with the acai, so I couldn't quit. You know, I wanted more.
You were addicted to the
I was
game.
addicted to the game. You know, and I'm very easy to become I'm an addictive personality. You know, but I'm also at the same time able to say, you know what, oh, she ain't good for me. I'm gonna cut her off. Even though I love her. Yeah. You know, I love you, but
after multiple mess ups.
And mess ups that you shouldn't be messing up. You know, like, look, I done walk you through this. I did everything I can to get this through to you, and you ain't getting it. So.
Something I heard you say was that, and I know this is not something that's normal at all. You said that you smoked crack and then you was able to quit. This is something unheard of. I'm telling you right now, I know.
He didn't do it for very long.
I don't give a damn how long he done it. I know the game.
But I understood, you know, It
is not normal. I'm telling you right now, I know. Take it from me.
I understood that. And when I went in, though, I'd already been laced. You know, my dudes, because I started, when I got started, the pimps was already doing it. And when I got started, the first thing they all told me, don't get high. Don't get high. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So when I started getting high the week or couple days, I don't know exactly how long it was, but I had an ounce of cocaine. Yeah. And it was worth about $9,000. When we finished, I had $300. Ooh. So I said, you know what? This ain't for you. This is not what you got into it for, and I just cut it off.
How long were you selling drugs before you initially tried it that one time?
Probably a couple months.
Oh, so you had just started. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, everybody said I was rich. You know, rich. And I believe the hype.
But you just don't. That's not a normal thing. I'm telling you. That's if we gave them some, they was gone.
Yeah. No. And most people don't. Most people don't. But no, I didn't want to be like most people. You know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to be special all my life.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, you are. Believe me.
But I always wanted to.
Oh, you are.
You told a story of having an ounce. Went and bought an ounce. The first time you bought an ounce with you and your partner, right?
Yeah.
Tell me that story, but I want something a little bit more. I want from you the last time you bought something. That's the first. I need the last time as well. Tell me that story. And did you know it was going to be your last time?
The last time I bought some cocaine.
Did you tell them, hey, I'm done with the game. I ain't buying no more. I'm done.
The last time that I bought some, my man Al got busted at the bus station.
Okay.
My normal connect, they was out of the country or something, and it was just before the first of the month, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go to LA, grab something, and then just shoot it back. So I flew to LA, and I didn't get it from my normal connect. I got it from this white boy named Tom, and I hired a guy to get on the bus with him. It was only 9 kilos, something small. Just enough to make like $300,000 or $400,000 during the first of the month. You know? And I put him on the bus. He got on the bus, and something happened. Somebody was smoking weed in New Mexico on the bus. So they pulled the bus over, brought the dog on. They found the coke. He jumped off the bus, but he never called and told me that.
So you left the coke and everything.
He left the coke, but the police found the coke.
Right.
So the police, apparently they say they did, is they let the coke go on through to Cincinnati. Right. And me and my boy Al, we go to the bus station to get him. And when we get to the bus station, I drop my beeper in the car. So when we get to the door of the bus station, I say, dang, I ain't got my beeper. Let me run back to the car and get my beeper. So Al go on in the bus station. And when I get back to the door of the bus station, I see 5 white boys in cowboy boots and hats. And they got Al surrounded.
Yeah.
So I take off running. I already know what it is.
Yeah.
And that was my last time.
So that's the last straw.
Yeah.
Last time
He
it
was
over.
done.
Yep.
Wow.
What?
How long?
So, and I hired lawyers and everything. I had the best lawyers in Cincinnati
him
for him
out.
to get him out, and he still wound up with 20 years.
Damn.
Wow.
He still got 20
And
years.
he got 20 years for that, and he never touched the dope. Didn't know what the dope looked like. That's why, you know, when he went to court, I couldn't understand it because the cops lied in court. You know, they said
They
that
always do.
they said that he asked for the bag. But he couldn't ask for the bag because he didn't know what the bag looked like.
Right.
Yeah.
How could he ask for the bag? He was just riding with me. He wasn't he probably would have picked the bag up, you know, when we got there. If I would say that's the bag, because I knew what the bag looked like, because I gave the boy to get on the bus the bag.
Yeah.
But I was looking for I can't even remember the dude's name, because I never spoke to him after that either.
Yeah, because he never called.
But if the guy jumped off and ran, and then he went up there looking for the dude, why they even capture him? They didn't know who was coming to look for the stuff. How did
Correct.
they know it was him?
Well, you know, he was black.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good sign. And then
And the guy who jumped off and ran, he was black too?
he was black too.
Yeah.
But they didn't see him.
Yeah.
They never saw him. They didn't know what he was, what he looked
Okay,
like.
okay.
You know, when the bag's under the bus, you know, they don't know. They don't know who bag it is. But you know, with these cops, man, they just, you know, they do what they want to do. And then when they, even though we have fake ID, we have Cincinnati ID, but what they did is when they took him down and they ran him, they found out he was from L.A.
So what
Oh,
you
you
doing
from
down
L.A.,
here?
the bag come from L.A., cocaine come
they
from
put it
LA.
right together.
Okay.
And then they also found out what neighborhood he was from. Oh, so you from that neighborhood? That's Rick Ross's neighborhood. So they call the Freeway Task Force down and, you know, start a big investigation.
Wow.
How long after that incident before they jumped on you and got you?
Well, they was looking for me. They told my lawyer that they had a warrant out for me
At that point?
immediately. Yeah, but they didn't catch me until about a year later.
Wow. And you knew that they were looking for you.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know, but I had a good idea. I think Al may have told me that they was asking about me. But you know, it had got to a point in L.A. that anytime somebody got caught with cocaine, they asked about me. You know, my name would come up. So that wasn't unusual for them to be saying, you know, asking my name. But see, Al, we stayed really close to each other. You know, he probably stayed on 87th Street or 87th Place. I mean, we stayed like blocks away from each other. You know, we grew up. I've been knowing Al since I was, you know, a little boy. So we stayed really close. So it was easy for them to you know, in L.A., they got like, say for instance, if you're from a certain neighborhood, then they got certain pods for that neighborhood because that gang goes in that neighborhood. So they kind of like, what is it called? They just put you to your neighborhood, you know. This is Hoover, so you going over here. So if somebody get arrested, they just put it all together. Oh, they from the same neighborhood, so they from the same gang.
Yeah.
You know, that type of scenario is the way they do it.
How did you deal with the way gangs was rampant back then? How did you? I know you say you wanted to be a Crip, but how did you deal with the drugs transaction in the neighborhoods with the gangs? How did you separate? How did you maneuver through that?
Well, I grew up with both sides. You know, it was crazy at one time how.
So you dealt with the Crips, the Bloods, the Pyrus?
We all went to school together, you know, at one time or another.
The Crips, Bloods, and the Pyrus are just the Crips, a Crip neighborhood.
The Crips and Bloods went to the same schools.
Yeah.
You're in elementary.
Horrible.
Like, say, for instance, you're in elementary, right? You all together. But then when you go to high school, maybe this part of this street here go to this high school, this street here go to that high school, you know, because it's a little closer. So it starts to separate. But, you know, at one time, we all knew each other. So for me, I couldn't see myself choosing a side or fighting with one side with somebody I knew. I knew family members, brothers and cousins, you know. One was a Blood, one was a Crip.
Ice-T told a story. He was like, Ice-T, when he was on here, he said that He said he bought his daughter some shoes, and she lived over in that where they do the clapping the hands at over there where Denzel and them. That where was that part where
The jungle.
The jungle. He said his daughter lived in the jungle, and he bought her some shoes. And when he bought her shoes, he bought them and they was blue because he wore them Chucks. He bought her some blue Chucks, and she said, "Dad, I can't wear those shoes." You know. How did you wear different colors, or did you stay?
My mom bought me my first Chuck. She bought me was red.
Oh man!
And could you wear it?
Huh?
Did you wear it?
I had to win. My mom wouldn't. She was trying to.
And nobody bothered you or none of
They
that
tease
stuff.
me. Call me Red Shoes Dude again. You know.
The clothes
But
was
now,
a
if you
particular
wasn't
thing.
from
I
over
was
there,
telling them
if you
clothes.
wasn't from over there and you wore those shoes, you know, you probably
It was
could get.
their
But they knew you, so they knew you had.
Yeah. I grew up. They knew that I wasn't, and I ran with the dudes who was the dudes. You know.
What did you say? Mom brought them Chucks. You didn't say nothing. You like, all right, Mom, I got them. Where are these Chucks?
I was like, take them back, man. You can't change them out. It's like, boy, you been begging for some Chuck Taylors for all these years, and now, God, you better shut your mouth. You know, my mom was a no nonsense. She's a Texas girl.
Yeah. Well, that's good
I
stuff
gotta
right
ask
there.
this question because I watch a lot of TV shows, and I know you don't watch TV that much, but I watch a lot of
Very
TV.
little.
Right. So I know, like on the show Ghost, and I see how sometimes task force and DA's office and all of this, sometimes they tend to, because they want to get a person so bad. Like I know you were like wanted, they wanted you so bad. Did you ever find out that they were trying to put other cases on you, other people's stuff
Yeah, I
on
ever
you?
find, of course.
That did not belong to you, didn't do it?
A lot of times.
So that happens because I watch TV and I see the stuff on TV, but I don't know how many times in
they
real
were so
life
bad.
they
Well,
actually did it.
You know, they formed, for me, they formed what they call the Freeway Task Force.
Right, I remember that.
And this was supposed to be the most elite task force in the country. And the reason why is because they put the evidence where they wanted it. And on who they wanted. I mean, they literally went to people's house, my friends, and would raid their house, would take some of that dope and put that dope on me.
Wow.
So everything I see in these shows are true then. To real life.
You didn't watch my documentary.
I did.
When you didn't see the cop where he talked about that stuff. Well, he didn't
No,
go.
I didn't know-
he didn't
no.
go into that much detail.
I was about
don't
to
think.
say, yeah.
But he talked about being dirty.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
But-
yeah,
But
yeah.
he just talked about the part where
But I be wanting details so I can get like
he
it's
just
like
talked
I'm
about
watching
the
a movie.
part where they was taking money. But these guys would beat you up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about torture you. My partner Al, who I told you, who I started with the $125 with, they put a plastic bag over his head. And
Try to strangle him.
yes.
Wow.
Because he wouldn't open the safe for him. You know, we had the big old safe.
And this is
so-
law enforcement that's doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Law enforcement, they definitely ain't saints. I can promise you that.
They some of the biggest gangs
I just
out
read
there.
some of the
It makes you wonder how many
people.
people. So I know sometimes like they might do that and not intend. They just want to do that as a scare tactic, but you don't know if the person that you're doing it to would have heart problem or anything. They could die
don't
right
care.
there. Then they're going what? Say that it's somebody else
No,
did
they
it.
don't care about that. I mean,
At all.
it really all started from a lot of the things that we see the cops doing right now started from the war on drugs. You know, the way they had to come in with the army uniforms and you know these military trucks and all that started from the war on drugs, which it really wasn't necessary because most drug dealers are not violent. If you check
Yeah,
their record,
no,
you know,
yeah, they're
when
not.
we first went to the pen, they had us all labeled as violent and dangerous to the community. But after the studies came out, they changed it. Like right now, if you go in for drugs and no violence, you know, you ain't shoot nobody, none of that. They don't put that on your jacket no more. But they used to put danger to the community.
But then most drug dealers, they have other people who do things for them.
They do, but you know, most of them don't want no violence because they don't want to interrupt their business.
Their business.
You
They
know.
want to bring eyes on them.
Yeah, they want the block to stay running. You know,
That's true.
You go to shooting and stuff, the police gonna come, they gonna shut the block down. They better not be doing no shooting. Who was all that shooting? Who you said it was? I'm going to talk to him.
I don't talk to Xavier for a minute, man. I just did you watch the fight the last week, Adrian Broner?
Yes, sir, I did.
You seen the tooth come out?
Yes, sir. It hurt my heart, man.
I
was rooting for him.
You rooting for him?
Yes, sir.
Man,
I was too till he come in there with bad luck.
When I seen that, I thought about you.
Man, he coming there with bad luck, Sled Rock.
He came out with the other guy.
Yeah, man.
With Rick, with the other Rose.
Yeah.
No, well, hold on. He's the real Rick Ross. So he came out with not the real Rick Ross.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to split it.
It's all good. Whatever you say, it ain't gonna be wrong. It ain't gonna be wrong.
When you think
I changed. As soon as I saw that, I said, "Oh no, I ain't gonna pay this no more."
Nah, he didn't do it right. You do already did.
Yeah, I said, "Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself."
He came out wrong.
He came out wrong, man.
So then things went downhill from there.
Yeah, it did.
And you was rooting for him, and it just didn't go good, did it?
Nah, man. He went in there, did the same old things. I don't think he was really focused as he should have been. So.
How important is it to focus? And I that's to both of y'all because I know y'all both. Like how important is it? You're leading up to the fight, the focus, the way you train, and just the keenness to the fight when you get there.
It's very important. A lot of people, you can only rely on your talent for so long until you in there with somebody who is just as talented as you, and your focus is everything. You gotta. The mental aspect of boxing is more important than the physical. I feel like it's 90% mental more than just the other percent is physical. So it's very, very focused that everything is in line, that you're focused mentally and physically.
And if you ain't been doing the physical things correctly, you've been cheating and getting drunk and chasing women, your mental ain't gonna be there.
Mental ain't gonna be there at all.
Because you ain't been doing what you supposed to do.
That's exactly right. Something else I keep thinking about when we go into boxing is what's that boy, Ryan Garcia. I seen him in New York. I went up there, me and Bill. I went up there with Bill and seen this. It was tough, man, to watch. And then you hear all these things that come out after the fight about him being on, steroids and stuff. Like. Is with the beer thing? I was trying to understand what that was all about. Was he trying to get in, Devin's head by drinking the beer at the weigh-in? I'm trying to understand it. You know what I mean? And my wife was like, "That's poor sportsman. That's not sport. Sport. That's just like putting a black eye on the sports game
Poor
altogether."
You could have been trying to throw him too.
That's what I thought. Throw him off.
Oh, where you think, he ain't been doing what he supposed to do. He's slipping.
Yeah, but to come in 3 pounds over, is that something normal?
No,
He
for
said
sure.
no.
No, not even close. Like a pound, maybe like some ounces, but 3 pounds, like you didn't try. Like he knew he wasn't making weight, so I think that's part of the reason why he drank the beer anyway, because it was before he got on the scale. He knew he wasn't finna make weight. So
how hard does that hurt his career with him getting caught, doing steroids?
I think that's the biggest thing that you can have, on your record. Getting that edge, trying to get that edge over a person, like, you can literally kill somebody over there. Yeah.
You're cheating.
You're cheating the game.
That's almost like putting brass knuckles in. In my personal opinion, it's like putting brass knuckles on your gloves, and you're hitting somebody with a piece of steel. Yeah. It's a form of cheating.
So do they take that win from him and Devin still considered to have no losses now, or
I think that's what they're working on. They're trying to get that reversed in the appeal. So
it taking long though.
No, it takes a minute.
Well,
they don't have them overnight.
With boxing, and that's the problem with boxing, is that there's no sanctioning body. It's not like the NFL or the NBA.
Oh, they don't?
No, they don't have no sanctioning body. That's why anybody like me can get into the game. All I need is Xavier to say, man, you work for me, And so now I'm in the game. I work for Xavier now. So
that's nice.
So it's really it's great because anybody can get in the game. The NFL, you got to have all these documents and these accolades and these letters behind your name. But boxing, is wide open, and I'm glad that it is, and so I'm able to get into the game. But on the other hand, there's nobody to demand anything from the game. You know, there's different commissioners for every state, got their own commissioner.
Yeah.
Each promoter make their own rules. So it has to be some type of organizationing that has to take place.
Was it better back in the day?
It was the same thing.
Same.
It ain't been
way.
no different.
Ain't been no different.
Yeah, they just build their stars up different. You know, used to have guys that could really build stars. You know, Don King could build stars.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It seemed more organized.
Well, it was only ran at that time by like two. Well, I mean, still, it's only 4 major promoters that really get fighters on TV.
Yeah.
Right now, you know, so it ain't that many right now. You know.
Does it matter where I take you? If I take you from here to fight in Europe, does that matter?
I think.
You see what I'm saying? Like when I seen when Devin ended up going to New York, I don't think neither one of them from New York.
Australia. Devin went to Australia to get the
twice.
belt.
Damn sure did.
Twice.
Does that make a difference on the outcome of the match? Depends on where you go.
I think in that case, it's like hometown cooking. You know, you're always taking a big risk when you go to someone else's backyard, like him going to Australia. You know, that hometown cooking on the judges. You know, if you don't get them out of there, you know, it's almost, you know, guaranteed that if it goes to the judges.
And momentum too.
Yeah,
you know, the fans cheering you
momentum.
on.
Yeah.
It's like playing basketball. You know, you Dallas, you playing at home, or you got to go to
Boston.
Boston. You know, it's home. You know, home court. That's why they play for home court advantage. You know?
That's real. That's real.
Because the fans are gonna be rooting for you. You can hear it. They don't. And, you know, the fans become, you know, another player really. You know, because when you're doing certain things, they make noise, so try to throw you off. So. Absolutely, that home court definitely plays a small role. It might only be a small role, but you know, sometimes that little small edge, you know, is what it takes.
Right. Do you think boxers make enough money per game?
No.
Nah.
To do what they do and put, you know, you put in your brain.
Only the top guys, you know, when you really look at boxing, the guys on the bottom. I mean, you know, in order to fight from the beginning, you got to pay. You got to pay the fight. You know, you got to pay for your opponent. You know,
right.
Pay his hotel fee, airfare, everything. The promoters are not doing that. You know, until you get to a certain level, and then they start to pay you.
What about Tank when he flinched that old boy like that? What's that all about? You seen it?
Just trying to get.
You seen the flinch?
Yeah, I seen it.
You like, what is he doing? Right? Like,
Yeah. I mean,
it's a mind thing. They try to play mind games in that before that fight, man.
Well, to test you, you know, test you out, you know, to see if you really with it.
And he started laughing at him after he flinched.
He lucky Frank didn't hit him.
That's what I said. Like, you thinking that both of y'all boxers.
On the street, I would have hit him.
You'd have hit him, huh?
Yeah, when somebody flinch at me like that, you know, I'm thinking they finna swing. I'm swinging back.
So I want to really, I got to ask you this question, man, because listen, man, I asked you this before, and this is the thing, man. Big Meech had a hell of a run. OG Pyru come on here, and he's been going back and forth, and that's been going crazy on my channel about you. He been on here, man. Freeway made way more money than him. That they had, who was the other guy? Frank Matthews. He's bringing up everybody. I don't know none of these folks, and I had to go research and everything. He like, but Freeway was doing way more money way bigger than what a BMF was doing.
Because Frank Matthews is the guy that never got arrested, right?
Yeah, he disappeared. I think he was in New York.
Yeah,
somewhere.
he disappeared.
Yeah. He supposed to have been the guy that was behind. What's the name? Frank Lucas,
yeah. And he made a lot of money.
He made a lot of money and walked away after court.
Walked away.
But the thing is, he said, well, I got to come back. He flew all the way back down here so he could come back and readjust what he had said, but still said Freeway was the man. That man flew, didn't he? He flew out. I said, you coming back to recant your statement?
But we said it
because he know they family, you know. So he's
right.
I'm coming back because I didn't say, I shouldn't have called it. They said they was on crack. I said, you shouldn't have let me say that. I said, well, I didn't tell you to say it. He said, I didn't mean it that way. I just mean they wasn't doing it. They didn't have it organized.
So he came and cleaned it up.
He cleaned it up, but he flew all the way back down. He just left last weekend.
Well, you know. and people done asked me about that
a
few times.
Yeah.
And you know, I usually don't
You
say
shy
nothing.
back. He always shy away.
You know, I just be like, you know, let me think about it. And I thought about it.
Okay.
You know, and the first thing came to my mind is, did any of them have their own task force?
Yeah.
That was also crooked.
Dang, I don't think so.
See.
So BMF didn't have a task force as big as they were?
No, they talked about some red something.
Yeah, them red.
But it wasn't.
Yeah,
that was for everybody that was selling drugs.
If I can only imagine how big I would have gotten had these cops not been crooked.
Yeah.
If they would have went and caught me the way that people get caught selling drugs, my run probably would have not been 8 years. It probably would have I probably would have never went to jail.
Yeah, yeah.
But by them being crooked, planting drugs on me, took me off of my game.
Yeah.
See, I didn't take myself because they didn't really know how to catch me. Because I only had drugs 15 minutes a day.
Yeah,
You know, like 15, 20 minutes a day that you had a window of catching me selling drugs. So had they not did what they did, you know, catch somebody else with the drugs and take the drugs and put them on me, how long I would have ran?
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to face no time.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, that's real.
So when people say that, I say, well, who knows who was the biggest? But I know how big I would have gotten had it not been for the Freeway Task Force.
That Freeway Task Force.
Yeah, they was vicious.
Vicious.
I mean, they said they always got their man. And then I found out why they always got their
Because
man.
they'll do whatever it takes to get
Well,
their
they had to
man.
do was see you. You know, they was just waiting to see me. I was so good that they couldn't even see me.
They couldn't even see you. You walk right by
But
them.
the
and
first
wouldn't
time
even
they
know.
saw me, they planted drugs on me.
First time they ever saw.
First time they saw me.
God, dog,
Planting
man,
drugs
you're
on
right, man. That makes a hell of a lot of
It
difference.
makes a big difference when you're playing against the referees.
You can't beat the referees, man.
Every time you hold your hand up, yo, put your hand down.
Put your hand down.
But what he did say as well was that, because we were talking about, just like how you said, it's perspective. It's different levels of success. Like, what do you call success compared to what you call success? And you did a huge, you made a lot of money. You went crazy. But he would say that they had a vision that they were moving like the masses, as in not with drugs, but like creating a movement with the people. You had a lot of people. You were like a one-man show. Yeah, you had people working, you know, for you and stuff like that, but it wasn't a Freeway Rick Ross movement.
He didn't put no billboards up. Is that what you're
we
saying?
had a movement. We had a movement, but it wasn't seen.
Yeah, he wasn't putting no billboards
mine
up.
was more underground. I mean, why you think a rapper that's 3,500 miles away called himself Rick Ross? You know, a Freeway out of Philly.
That's right.
You know, why is it Freeway?
Philly.
Why was it Freeway Rich out of Kansas City? You know,
That's real.
Freeway Boys out of Cincinnati. So it was a movement, but it was underground. It wasn't heard. Theirs was more glamorized, and they come in during the hip hop time.
That's right. That's
hip
right.
hop was booming, so it was easier to be
glamorize
flashy.
it.
You know, to stand out.
That was the thing. That was the end thing right then.
Right.
Right.
See, when I was coming up, you couldn't have $100,000. You know, like how you get $100,000. You know,
Yeah.
You know how you drive. Like my guys, when they start buying those cars and stuff, they hit those cars for me.
Because they know you wasn't trying to
Because
show.
I wasn't gonna have. What you doing? You telling everybody we sell dope?
That's so true. The loudest person in the room is the weakest person in the room.
So and you know you gonna start. Some of the guys that I introduced to the game is they out now. You know, they had life sentences and they starting to do their books and they're gonna be doing podcasts. And,
yeah. That's,
you know,
yeah.
Lil Tommy. Matter of fact, Lil Tommy, I just signed off for his TV series the other day.
Wow.
You know, Lil Tommy was a hell of a dude.
Yeah.
You know, for to be 18, 16, he started like 16 years old. He had Rolls Royces and Ferraris and
Damn.
I mean, you know, but that's the lifestyle that some of them chose. You know, me, I chose more so to not be seen. I thought that if I blended into the community, I would get a longer run.
Yeah, well, you did. You got longer than what you would have if you wasn't blending. That's for damn sure.
And it's still paying off right now. I mean, if I hadn't done what I did in the drug business, I wouldn't be able to do the stuff that I'm doing right now. That I get to do. You know, I wouldn't get the love that I get, and for me, I'm just, you know, I'm living a dream right now.
But you're not a naturally flashy person, because even now that you are living a legal life, nobody's seeing you walking around with big chains and flashy clothes.
But I taught myself that. You know, I like jewelry too. I like, I know if the girl see you with that big old change on, she gonna like you. You pull up in the Bentley, she gonna
love it, right?
Ain't no question. You know, the Ferrari, they gonna like all that. But I also know that there's other things that come with those things. Mm-hmm. You know, and I don't want all those. You know, I like to be able to walk down the street and people not recognize me. Sometimes they do recognize me, and when they do, you know, I acknowledge that. But at the same time, I get the freedom to be looser than, you know, you would if you know, was wearing a $50,000 chain.
I want to ask you something, man.
Matter of fact, Lil Tommy the one started.
I ain't wearing them big chains.
He started that.
I gotta ask you about being locked up for 20 years, right? When you was locked up, some people didn't make it out, right? Some people died while you was in there.
Jail. I know.
Whether it was just died or health reasons or got stabbed or whatever the case may be, but you was able to make it out. So how much did you think about that when you was in there?
All the time, you know. I wanted to be home for my mom, you know.
Yeah.
Who was probably my biggest supporter ever. And one of my fears was to have her die or get sick while I was in prison. Lucky for me, she didn't. You know, she died in my bedroom.
Yeah.
You know, so that was definitely a fear. You know, that's why I changed my way of eating.
Yeah.
Started watching what I ate and worked out and just try to preserve myself. And still right now, you know, I'm still trying to preserve myself.
Of course.
How many of your friends actually passed away in prison?
I only had maybe two guys that I knew that actually passed away in prison.
Okay.
The reason I asked you that because Frank Mitchell, when he was about to get out, 14 days, I think it was before he was going to be released, they killed him.
Felix, you mean Felix?
Yeah, Felix. I'm sorry. Yeah, Felix.
And I heard it was over.
That's crazy. Over some carton of cigarettes is what was it 50 cent?
Yeah, I ain't for sure,
but it's crazy. But he was about to come out, and they end up reversing the charges and giving his family his houses and stuff back too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
That's rare for the government to do that.
That's rare, but they did it. You know what I'm saying? According to the documentary I was watching, I was like, damn, that's crazy.
But when it's almost time for you to get out, don't y'all be like, to me, again, I see on movies all the time, don't y'all be like on your P's and Q's, be like, if somebody try to argue with you or any altercations come up, you just like back up because you know?
Not everybody.
Because don't they be trying to test you, like trying to keep you in there?
They will. I mean, you know, it's according to where you at too. You know, like it was. I remember a guy got killed. He only had a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. You know, he went in the TV room and turned the TV off the soap operas, and the guy told him, "If you turn that TV again, I'm gonna kill you." And he did it again. The guy hit him in the head with a mop wringer, and he never got off the floor.
See, I wouldn't do it again because I know I'm almost time for me to go. Like, why would I do it again?
Well, you probably would go in your cell and just stay in your cell.
Just stay in my cell. Just let me. This 2 weeks. I'll stay right
in
here.
the law library, and you know, most of the time in the law library, we don't have no incidents. The incidents that I almost got into was on the basketball court. You know,
out there with Pop Johnson.
Yeah. You already know. But Pop couldn't keep up with me.
No, he couldn't keep up.
He shoot that jump shot, though.
He talked about it.
No, he set up, he shoot that jump shot. Pop would shoot that jump shot. But, you know, and you know, you foul somebody hard. Or
then they get upset
hit him in the mouth with an elbow. Yeah.
And they already upset anyway, so.
Well, you don't know what people going through. That's why you have to be, you know, you have to carry it a certain way while you in there. And then you don't know who you dealing with.
Yeah, no, you don't know what type of person.
You could be a mass murderer.
I think, remember the paperwork party, you know, you supposed to know who you're dealing with if the paperwork party going right. But we don't know what that is. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, the paperwork party. We gonna know exactly what you did when you come in here." But you don't know what these niggas done did. You ain't watching them like that.
Yeah, they start. I mean, I didn't participate in none of that. Like I said, when I went in there, my goal was. Somebody told me you can get your education at Penn State or the State Penn.
Wow.
So I wasn't going to Penn State, so I was going to go and get mine while I was there.
But once you were in there, you started reading, because I know before you couldn't read. What genre of knowledge did I know the law? But which one was the first thing?
The law was like my job.
Your job, but what section did
business.
you first jump into? Was it business?
Yeah, well, the first book I ever read was Malcolm X's autobiography. And when I read Malcolm's book, I saw a plan. I never had a plan other than dope had become my plan. Well, tennis was my plan at one time, and then dope became my plan. And before dope, stealing cars was a plan. I thought that was a plan.
That was going to do it too, right?
So when I read Malcolm X's book, I saw another plan.
Wow.
I said, damn. Malcolm started speaking, and he studied, he got smart. And then with mine, I said, well, you know what? I don't want to be no preacher. So why don't you learn how to make money and teach everybody else how to make money? So that became my plan, and that's my plan right now today. That's how I got into boxing, because I want to show these young guys how to make money.
Right.
And we're really...
So you can go into any field,
it don't make no difference what field.
Because
that's why I do so many things. Boxing, weed, clothes.
Because all of it is making money.
Everything.
Movies.
You're a whole moving brand. Brand ambassador.
Yeah. So it don't matter what it is. And then, when you put that type of energy into it, things just happen. And now, I mean, it's really getting crazy because I'm starting to get a certain type of quality. When I first come home, right, I said I was getting all the bad news bears. I started off with the bad news bears. They couldn't catch, couldn't kick, couldn't punt, couldn't throw. They didn't have no gloves. They on the field with no helmets on. But now I'm starting to get a quality of people that, I'm like, wow, y'all gonna give me this? Wow. This is like when I met Danilo Blandon. Y'all gonna give me him,
man,
with these prices and with this quality.
That's crazy.
So, man, I see some ginormous things happening for myself and the people around me in the near future.
The funny thing is, when you prayed when you was younger, I say, God made me smart enough just because you just want to make a lot of money. Did you pray? This made me smart enough that I can make a lot of money tomorrow, or you just said, let me be smart enough to make a lot of money?
I wanted it that same night.
But did you say it? But did you say it in your prayer when you said it?
What I meant it. I don't know if I said it or not, but that's what I wanted. So he was reading my mind.
The reason why, because you're smart enough and you're making money right now, so it's just that you just didn't tell him exactly when back then, so now you getting it now.
You might be right. I ain't gonna argue that point. I wanted it right then.
I know that's right. Did you? Hey, I gotta ask you about this because you never told me about this, and I heard you say it. And this deposition, you telling me that Rick walked in there, shook everybody's hand, and did not shake your hand?
No, he didn't acknowledge me.
Didn't even look at you, or he looked at you and looked the other way, or he didn't even look at you.
He kind of did. Like I got up because everybody.
You got up to shake his hand.
Everybody in the room got up.
Like, what's
just
up?
Being respectful.
Just being respectful.
So I got up and he walked. He shook my lawyer's hand.
He looked at you and like he didn't even look at you. He just like damn. This you the reason I'm in here.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
How long did y'all stay in there?
We stayed in there a few hours.
Really?
Yeah.
And he wouldn't look at you. Did he look at you like side eye you or anything?
I can't remember, man. That was so long.
He probably wasn't looking at him.
No, he said
I was looking at him.
he looked at it. Because he the real Rick Ross.
I was looking.
He looking at him like, nigga, I'm here.
Yeah, I was looking at that nigga like, man, you for real.
And he wouldn't even look at you because he couldn't even look in your eyes.
Well, when I spoke to him when he was in jail. When I was in jail, I spoke to him.
You spoke to him on the phone?
Yeah.
He called you or you called him?
No, I called him. One of my friends worked for Smooth Magazine. This is when he was first coming out.
Okay.
Before he had blew up and no bodyguards and none of that. So when I found out that he was using my name, I started trying to find out who he was. And I was already in the music industry.
Yeah.
I was messing around with people in the music industry already, and newspapers and all that. Because my story had already been all over, so I'd already knew a lot of people that was in the industry. So I started calling everybody, who know this guy? And one of my partners said, "No, he'll be in my office Monday morning at 9:00. Call me. I'll put him on the phone with you." So he put him on the phone with me. We talked. He gave me his number. We talked one time after that. And then he changed his number.
So he talked like I respect you and.
Oh my goodness! That first day, it was like, like I was his pimp or something.
Yeah, this is why I did this.
But exactly.
This is really why I did this.
Man, I played a record and I mentioned your name on it to some dudes in a car and everybody's ears perked up. I couldn't make that shit up. I don't know nobody that ears perking up. What that mean? You know what I'm saying?
God, dog. And then all of a sudden, the second time you called.
Well, see, now I was telling him that I want him to come and see me. Because I had some ideas for us to do some business.
Yeah, which makes sense.
And I was telling him, like, look, you ain't got to tell them you me. If you just be my friend, they going to like you.
They going to like you regardless.
They going to like you because you my friend, because you support me. Like I told him, I said, man, what we do is one day you doing your show, we call. And this is before most people had never heard that this is a call from a federal prison.
Exactly.
Ooh. So I'm telling him, okay, while in the middle of your show, I call and they play it over the old intercom. And when they hear that, man, and you had like a quick conversation right in front of the whole audience, they're going to go crazy.
They're going to go crazy for you.
And I guess his handler was like, oh no, man, if they find out that you ain't the real Rick Ross and that there's a real Rick Ross.
And at that time, he didn't know if you was getting out.
No, he knew I was getting out then.
He knew?
I had a date. Yeah, I had a date then. I had like 3 years left.
So he knew you was getting out.
Maybe I don't know if he did or not. But I knew I was getting out.
Yeah, and he understood.
If he would have asked me, I would have told him that I'm coming
home, man.
Yeah.
You use my name, but you're gonna have to do something.
And then, I was getting letters from the little girl, Esther Piles.
Okay.
And I called her one day and she was like, I'm going to do your boy video and blah blah blah. And she said he dropped so much salt on me. Oh, you messing with that dude? You call that dude in jail? You can have anybody you want. Just some haterism.
But Freeway, was it a plus or a takeaway with you maneuvering the business and doing all the stuff you doing? Him using your name. Is it a plus in that? Is there a good thing? Anything?
Oh, he definitely kept the name alive and made the name more notable. You figure what they probably spend, $10-20 million marketing.
Marketing, yeah.
So all that help with the name, Rick Ross, so people recognize the name. Because when they hear Rick Ross, most people first thing they think is him.
Yeah.
But then when they find out that there's a real Rick Ross, then they be like, wow, So it's definitely it helped. It helped.
Let's talk about the podcast that you're going to do now that Joe Rogan told you about the damn podcast. I heard that shit.
I got to do it, man. Joe told me to do that T-shirt, man.
Yeah, I remember saying that.
And that T-shirt went crazy, so everybody been telling me, man, do a podcast. Man, I ain't got time for no damn podcast.
What's going to make that podcast different this time from the last time you did a podcast? What went wrong the last time?
Well, I really didn't do a podcast. I was on a podcast with Dave Mays. And then that podcast was based on Snowfall.
Yeah.
If I do one now, it's gonna be just based on whatever I want to do. Whoever. Like I probably bring one of my homies in that who did 45 years.
Whoa.
Who's a real Crip.
Oh man, a real one, right? So yeah, and
people like that there, probably, I like to interview Joe. You know?
Really?
Absolutely. Because I didn't ask him no question about himself. You know what? I want that interview now that you said it. We talked about me.
That'll be hard. Joe Rogan.
And some of the other people, that done did interviews with me. I probably would interview you and get your personal business.
Yeah, and I showed up. Give it up. We'll give it up. We'll give it up. For you, hell yeah.
He gotta ask the right question.
So I think I could do that.
I know you could. I really do.
And probably a lot of the lames ain't gonna probably come in and interview with me, but the real people they'll come in, I believe, and we have some good conversation. That's all it is. And I know one of the things that I definitely want is I want a phone line where people can call in and talk on the phone, because I'll be having some conversations on the phone, man. People would be like, wow, they would not believe some of the
equipment got it on. All you hit the button and it comes right in, and they call right in here, right?
I'm doing it. That's what I want to do live.
Well, anything you need from me, I'm definitely going, whatever you need. If it's any information, anything I can do, man, we love you, Rick. Man, we'll do whatever
I love you
for
too, man.
I have a question.
This is my guy, man. This is my guy, man. And that's why I tell you, anything you need, we doing it. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Whatever I got to do.
So, have you ever met any kids or adults who can't read? And you had to help them, because I remember when you say you couldn't read, and you had to motivate them and help them to start trying to read.
65% of the men in prison can't read.
That's so true.
And then another 15% can't comprehend what they read. So if you can't comprehend, even though you can say the words, but you don't know what you read, then it didn't do you no good either.
Have you helped anybody or tried to help anybody? Because sometimes it's motivation too.
My 3 favorite books, I done gave them books to I don't know how many people. And then and in my book,
You have.
I don't gonna say how many books I done sold. Because I know the IRS probably gonna come see me soon. And then we're gonna be arguing about how many. No, I ain't sell that many.
That's the downside of being legal. The legal side, you have to you have to get your bookkeepers and do all the stuff we have to do. But on the illegal side, oh my God, there's nothing.
Yeah, you don't pay no taxes. You don't do nothing.
How does? But that's what Trump say. Certain people know how to maneuver to where they don't pay taxes, man.
Yeah.
You got to know your stuff, man.
But then when you're a person, I would think when you're a person like you who have been in trouble, wouldn't you be scared to just, to walk that line, to be like...
No, I'm going to pay taxes. I want to pay taxes.
He's like, I'm not going to try.
No, I want to pay taxes.
You want to pay taxes?
I do. I want to pay a lot of taxes.
Why?
Because that means I made a lot of money.
That's real.
If you don't make no money, then you don't pay no taxes.
Yeah.
But, you make so much money, and be like, what am I going to do with the money?
When did you first start smoking weed?
When I was about 25. I only smoked weed for a couple of years, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, only like 2 years. I don't smoke weed now.
You have a dispensary. How you don't smoke weed?
I sell it. I don't smoke it. You can sell
Just
it.
like me.
Yeah.
We don't do no drugs, no drugs.
Because you have to first know what you're selling. How you know what you're selling?
I got other people that attest it.
Always have.
Echo will smoke all the weed. I guarantee you will not run out of testers.
You won't run out of testers.
No, you ain't gonna run out of testers, and they're gonna give you honest opinion.
Hold on, well, tell me about the candy gas that y'all doing. Because I see you gave Joe the candy gas.
Well, my man Glenn from Green Dragon is probably one of the best growers maybe in the whole world. I would argue that with anybody, that he is the best grower in the whole world. So he was one of the ones who came up with what they call candy now. That's the sweet tasting weed. Mm-hmm. And he said they had just stopped with the OG. That OG is harsh.
I love the smell of the OG though.
But it's strong. Get your
high as a kite. Smell.
You're gonna be laid out on the couch. So what he did is he mixed the candy and the gas. Mm-hmm. So he called it candy gas, and mine is the first one that hit the streets.
Wow. But who wants sweet weed though?
Everybody right now wants sweet weed.
Really?
Everybody. They go through. They go through the little phases.
The phases.
We want gas. That means they want to be out on the couch.
That's the one that's never going nowhere.
Just give me a pizza.
Always.
Give me a piece of pizza. So then they went through the phase. They want the candy. They want the sweet taste. The loud nose, and
They gonna be changing it up again sometime.
Glenn believe now
Florida.
that they're going with the candy gas, so that's what he came out with.
Would Texas ever legalize marijuana, man?
They're gonna have to, man. They surrounded. All the money leaving here.
It's leaving here. It's leaving going up to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma right there.
Oklahoma, Louisiana, Mississippi,
Louisiana
everywhere.
is legal?
I think Louisiana.
Yeah, Louisiana is legal.
Oh, okay.
Wow. I want to ask you something, man. Top 3 boxers of all time, dead or alive. I gotta ask you that before you get off of here.
Let me see who you gonna put.
Top 3. I had to ask him. I gotta get him.
This is in no particular order,
Okay.
but just my personal opinion. The top 3. I like Ali.
Okay.
And, I think
That's the best
Of
one.
course. He's a legend.
Yeah, his impact, more than just boxing. So gotta put him in there. 2. I like Sweet Pea.
Okay.
I like Sweet Pea.
I don't know who Sweet Pea is.
Pornell Whitaker.
I heard the name.
I know him.
Yeah. And then I gotta go a little bit current. I mean, I like him. Just his story. And coming from nothing. I like Floyd.
Oh, you like Floyd?
I like Floyd.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have put a Terrence Crawford in your top 3?
Not of all time. He's definitely in the conversation. Just a little bit more time. He's still
Give him more
he's still
time.
going.
Yeah, he is.
He's still going.
Yeah.
He's still got.
What about you, Rick? Give me your top 3. I gotta get you.
I probably would go with Ali, Tyson, and Crawford would probably be there.
Crawford would be there.
Yeah, Crawford would be there. I mean, Crawford is an amazing dude, and if he beat Canelo,
Oh, it's up from there.
Yeah.
It's all the way up.
Because you see the vision of where he's going.
Oh yeah, but he's so focused. I like,
What I like about
Razor
him the
sharp.
most is how humble he is.
he can be cocky too.
I know, but what I mean that he's very determined. He's very disciplined.
Yeah.
He's very disciplined. He's very you don't see him out doing crazy stuff.
down to earth. He don't
Right,
drink.
he's very
he don't
down
smoke. He don't
to
chase women.
exactly.
Yeah.
I love that about him.
Wrestles. They say he wrestles.
Yeah, he wrestles and acts a fool all the time, wrestling people up there at that gym that don't supposed to be doing horse playing.
I
That's
want
called
to
horse
know
playing.
your top 3 businessmen of all time. Because I know
she on you.
you look at certain people that you model.
That's a
off
good
of.
question.
Who's your top
That's a
3?
good one. That's a real good one. I ain't never thought about that really.
Yeah, because as many books as you've been reading, and I know you've been looking at different models of how to, do your businesses and stuff like that. So I know
Now,
all
if
these
you'd asked me
different.
my 3 favorite books, that would have been different.
No, I need
We
to know
already
the
asked
people.
those, right?
No, I need to know the people.
I don't know. There's been some people that made some. I mean, Reginald Lewis
Okay.
would be one. Obviously he would probably be at the top of my list. Because I love Reggie. He did some amazing things. And to be like us. Our color, and didn't have any money to start with, and wasn't real smart. He manipulated his way through Harvard University, and basically did everything the same way. With basically nothing. Who else? I guess they would be black. I would go with all the black guys. Bob Johnson, the founder of BET.
Yeah, of course.
The way he did BET. Sitting in the office, and he was a lobbyist for the TV channels, and
Came up the hard way.
and came up with the idea to do BET. Who else? I don't know. I guess that's it. I can't think of nobody else that.
I got to throw in Robert Smith. You didn't say Robert. Robert's doing his thing.
Yeah, I talked to Robert.
He's like, yeah.
I had to talk to Robert on the phone.
It didn't go
He
good?
didn't impress me.
Oh man, why not? What happened on that conversation?
It's just he was.
Was it dry?
He was dry.
Why was it? But is it because he deal with electronics? Is it because y'all from 2 different worlds?
I deal with electronics too.
But that would make the money, right, Rick?
I got some electronic stuff finna come out.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You always dibbling dabbling to everything.
Well, people.
That's where the money at, though.
But see, what happens is black people don't have nowhere to take their stuff.
That's
so they
real.
invent something. Who they gonna take it to? They take it to Microsoft. Microsoft gonna give them a job. We gonna pay you $50,000.
Yeah.
and steal your patent.
No, they gonna definitely do that if you
So
don't.
so eventually, once I get my money up, it's gonna be bananas. I mean, it's really sky's the limit of how far I'm gonna wind up going. You know,
man, electronics is money, man. It's technology changes like that.
Yeah, these
you get on the right wave.
There's some brothers
over.
that I've been dealing with that's doing these. They doing some cards. They call them electronic cards. They wanted me to do it to bring it out on Joe's show, but I don't know enough about it just yet.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like Bitcoin.
Did you invest in Bitcoin?
Never. I should have though. They told me when it was 3,500, but they can't get their money out. You know, they having problems getting their money out. I'm like,
I don't like that.
I'm like, how I'm gonna spend it? That sounds like Monopoly.
I don't like that. I want to get that money up.
Because we're going to be a day and age where nobody's using cash no more. Cash is going to be extinct. It's going to be, you think
they're going to get rid of the dollar?
I don't think so.
I think
it's been around too long.
The dollar pretty powerful.
Man, Jesus said go down there and throw it in the water and catch a fish and get it out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? That money been around long.
The dollar pretty.
How many people actually walk with cash on them right now? How many people?
Oh, me too. I might have a few
rare,
dollars.
But majority of people.
But I got
these young
I got
kids.
the digital
See,
too.
look at him.
I got the digital and I got the credit cards and
cash on you, boy.
See,
cash
the younger generation do not walk with cash anymore.
You got to pull out the.
See.
and I mean, you can do a lot with the digital, but that cash make it a little quicker.
It's gonna make them get right. The cash gonna make it right quick.
You know how when you were younger, you had a dream of becoming great in your tennis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now your daughter, she's really good at doing tennis.
My daughter is good. I was working with them the other day, and I was just amazed that they're doing things at 12 and 13 that I was doing at 16, 17, so yeah, she and her little body is just like a little athlete. Like, create a little athlete here.
Do you ever have to check yourself? Because as parents, sometimes, especially because we used to have that dream when we was younger, do you ever have to check yourself, be like, okay, is this your dream? And make sure that I'm not trying to relive my dream through you?
Well, you know what I did to him the other day when we walked off the court? And I usually don't do that with him, and I got both of them together. Because, one is 12, one is 13. And I pull them together and I say, listen, I know y'all think Dad push you a little hard, and probably sometimes I do. But this game here is going to open doors for you that nobody else can open for you. So even if you don't like it, just remember that you're going to get to go places that people not going to get to go. So, one of my homegirls just got out of prison. She was a drug kingpin.
Queen Pin.
A Queen Pin.
Was she in L.A.?
Yeah.
I got to get on the show. You got to get her for.
I'll hook you up with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I like to interview.
Honcho's little sister.
Okay. Man.
So what happened?
So she was with Venus and Serena and them.
Wow.
And she was talking about how Serena hated the game.
When she was younger.
But then when they went to the Forum and played in front of Magic and everybody was clapping and everything, her attitude changed.
She saw the celebrity side of it.
Yes.
That's what it is.
They and my son, he already likes tennis. I mean,
who's better?
But nobody wants to. Technically sound, my daughter's better. But my son done got because he just started beating her about 2 months ago.
Okay.
So he got now where she can't beat him anymore. Wow. But he's bigger and stronger.
That's right.
And he can muscle the ball. So I don't know. I think my daughter is probably better though. She probably could turn pro in a year or two.
Wow.
I mean, I wish that I could. My mom probably ain't gonna let me, but
But that's all right, man.
You know how they be. Let them be babies.
Yeah, let them be babies. Let them
Serena said they miss their
Yeah,
childhood.
you do. When you strive for greatness, you do miss out on a lot of things, but they believe me, they compensate it.
But you wanted to start out early because then you don't know how many other people are doing that their kids so early. You want them to have that advantage.
I think all of them that really pushing them like that.
They can start young.
Believe me, they're not playing brown about that at all. That competition coming, and there's some other kids out there playing every night, every evening, every time they get a chance, just like the boxing world. If you want it, you got to go get it, and that's just all.
They ain't gonna give it to you.
They ain't gonna. You got to take it by force. Thank you so much, Freeway, man. Listen, man. How can people get a hold of you? I gotta say that because somebody gonna be trying to follow you, Xavier, and they ain't gonna know how to get a hold of you. How can they reach out?
Yeah, my Instagram is Xavier Xavier W85, and that's my Instagram.
Already, and Freeway, yours is everywhere.
Yeah, they know how to get at me. They got my phone number.
Man, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. We appreciate you and we love you. It's been another great segment of Boss Talk 101. Make sure you guys get in these clips. The next clips that's coming up. Freeway told a lot of different things that he didn't tell on nobody else's show.
That's right. That's right.
It's going down, man. Boss Talk 101 where the bosses talk.
And we
Boss
out.
Talk.